What's up guys, it's your boy ProfessorParkour1 back at it again with another video. In today's video, the topic we're going to be discussing is skill-based matchmaking. So we're going to have a let's chat. So like I mentioned in a previous video, I'm going to be having a let's chat kind of like, what's the best word? Kind of like something where we have a topic and we get to discuss it basically. So like, we chat about it. So today's topic is going to be skill-based matchmaking. It's something that's been prevalent in the Call of Duty community. I'm going to explain exactly what it is, how I feel about it, and then how it's been affecting the community. So if you aren't sure, skill-based matchmaking is basically a way to order players and in a lobby and just basically set them and like pin them up against each other based purely on their skill level. So the reason why it's been such a big thing in the community currently is every lobby so far has felt like you're basically playing like COD championships. Like everyone in the lobby jump shotting, sliding, doing all kinds of crazy things, and it's something where it's not just one lobby. You meet the one lobby where you have really good players, you play against them. It's going to be something where like every lobby you're basically having to play at 120% just to barely go positive and or do well. And I'm not saying that you not doing well should be an excuse for there not being skill-based matchmaking. It's just a matter of the fact that the way that things have been put into the game by Infinity Ward and then Treyarch, it's almost like it's punishing you for doing well. So the community has pretty much had a huge backlash towards skill-based matchmaking. It's become something where like people are saying that it's not necessarily even skill-based, it's more of something that's performance-based, and I'll go into that in a little bit in the video. But it's just something where they really resent it right now, much of the community does, and it's really not fun for anyone because I can give a perfect example. Like let's say you go 25-20. You might think to yourself, hey, I mean that's a pretty good score, 25-20. But when you're playing the game and you're saying, let's say you get like 1 or 2 kills every time and then you die right after, it becomes something where like you're not necessarily doing well enough to get like, let's say you want to get your kill streaks. Kill streaks require you to go on a certain streak of kills and do stuff like that. The system has changed now to where like it's score instead, but it's really hard to get to those types of achievements if every time you're playing with you're getting insta sniped in the head, or it's a situation where the entire lobby's partied up and it's really hard for you to even pretty much do anything. You're kind of stuck in one spot, you're being spawn camped. It makes an environment where people don't feel like they're actually being able to play well and enjoy the game. It's more something where like it becomes something where it's not fun anymore and it's more work. So like if you want to do well, you have to pretty much work super hard. And it's not to say like I said before, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but to have to do that every game, it does take a toll because you play this game obviously to have fun, and if you had to basically play like you're playing in a ranked playlist or something like every game, it kind of puts you off a little bit. You're like you have an hour or 2 a day to play the game. It becomes something where if you play really well, you really have to go all out, balls to the wall, kind of go crazy monkey mode and do like your best, and trying to do that every game is really hard. Like it's not something, sure, it's easy to say, oh, just play better every game. Like you can say that to anyone, but it's more of something where like mentality wise, using that, being able to play at 110% is something that necessarily everyone is able to do all the time, and that's fine. There's been talk in the community about how things need to go for fixing this, and there have been a lot of people that have said that we should keep it and it's not necessarily a bad thing, and there are other people who have said that it's the whole skill-based matchmaking is not necessarily even really what it is. So I saw a post a few days ago that talked about skill-based matchmaking is actually performative based. So I'll read a small quote from it. So it says, it starts off, the term skill-based matchmaking has become a bit of a misnomer, what we experience in recent Call of Duty titles. The term gets thrown around, but in reality, it's not what we're being matched on skill at all. Skill by its very nature often remains extremely stable during short and medium time frames, and generally becomes to shift in small increments over medium to long term. The shift of these increments is often the result of repetition in the face of constant challenge. But as we are aware, this is the opposite of what people appear to be experiencing with the current matchmaking. what we actually see is a yo-yo effect, regular short-term variances in lobby difficulty. This variance begins as moderately challenging to moderately effortless. However, the more you play, the greater the variance becomes, until you reach a point where it becomes a yo-yo of incredibly easy or insurmountable difficulty. In short, the difficulty of the lobby facing you becomes nothing to do with your inherent skill, because the difficulty of the challenge you're facing doesn't remain constant long enough for your skill level to be established. And it's a long post, but the TLDR is Black Ops Cold War's matchmaking doesn't match you on skill, it matches you on immediate performance. It creates an illusion of success or failure and inhibits players from ever truly improving. And when I read this post, it really made me think, like, that's exactly how people are feeling. They feel like they're being punished for playing well in one game. So let's say you go 40-5 one game. The next game you get pit up with other people who consistently do well at 40-5. But let's say your skill isn't necessarily equal to their skill. You just happen to do really, really well that one game. Well, now you're pinned up against people whose skill levels are way higher than you, but because you performed well that one game, then it's going to match you with the performance of the other, like, top tier players. It becomes something where those skills that you gained from playing don't necessarily transfer over in that one game. You had one game where you did really well, and now you're having to play against people who are 10 times better than you. And as you can see here in this gameplay, I actually joined one of my friends. They invited me to play with them, so I thought I'd play 1 or 2 games, and I did pretty well in this game. I try to give you guys the best gameplay. Like, I'll get a really good gameplay and then upload that, but it's like harder and harder to like get like a really good one, or like one where I'm like, you know, doing my absolute best. But funny enough, when I played with him this one time, just one off time, I was just like, I'll just play with him. I actually ended up doing really well, and you can easily tell like the skill level gap, even though I'm pretty sure the people I was playing with, their KD was like 1.2 or somewhere around there, so it's not that low. Like mine is like 1.45, 1.5 in that range. So it's like a 0.20 like difference, but you could very well tell. Like I could get away with some things that, like, if I was playing with people, if I was running solos, I would not be able to, like, you literally have to play like perfectly, because there's some stuff I was getting away with in this game that I was kind of amazed. And I could just see, like, yeah, the skill-based matchmaking really does break up the brackets and cut certain people off. I personally think that there's a much better way. I think the older way is much better, having a lower level of skill-based matchmaking to where people can just jump in the lobbies, not be broken up, and still be able to like enjoy and play the game. But currently, and I don't think there's gonna be much change. I think we'll maybe see some differences, but as far as I'm concerned right now, I think we're still gonna have the system we have now. So hopefully as a community we can see something different, but you know, it remains to be seen. But that's gonna be it for this Let's Talk. Hopefully, I'm gonna be having a new one soon regarding my thoughts on the new map that comes out. The new Nuketown map is coming out, so I'm looking forward to doing a review of that. So watch out for that video. Thanks so much for coming. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the video. I'm going to have a review of the new Nuketown map coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. See you guys in the next one.